Attention! Attention! May I have everyone's attention? It's almost time, so while you're waiting, get a piece of paper out, something to write with. I don't care if it's a pencil, pen, marker, lipstick, I don't care what it is. Then get your movie ready to where all you have to do is press play and get any snacks and drinks you want while waiting, because we're gonna have a blast once we start. Enjoy.
Hey, how is everybody doing tonight? I hope everyone is doing well. What's going on, Anna? What's up, Walker? Shahan, how are you doing? What's up, Ewok Lord? Nice to have a great time member up in here. Welcome, welcome. Let's go. What's up, Subliminal? What's up, Putin? All right, guys. So we are just like less than 3 minutes away from the last, not the last episode though. We got 2 episodes left, but this is the start of the finale because on the Star Wars website it says this is part 1 of 2. For the finale. So I am pretty sure we're not going to get a Sid mission, thank goodness. I'm kind of done with those. I hope we're just done with that forever. If you guys haven't seen today's video, go check it out. 2nd season of The Bad Batch has been confirmed. I'm super happy about that. I feel like we really do deserve that since a lot of the episodes really didn't contribute necessarily towards any like the story or the lore. I mean, I'm not saying any of the episodes were bad because they weren't. With maybe the exception of maybe I didn't think 13 was bad either. Now, I thought 13 was definitely the worst, but definitely nothing was like bad, nothing like contradicted for the most part. There were a couple things lore wise where I'm gonna bring up and see what you guys think, and we'll have live streams and videos and stuff after the series is over because next week is the last episode. So hopefully it's good. I have a feeling they're gonna do something pretty amazing in this episode. They're gonna want to hook us for that part 2 finale, and I'm sure they're gonna want to hook us for season 2 as well. So I'm hoping that they end up getting Crosshair's inhibitor chip out, and Crosshair can join them, and they're gonna have to do something against the Empire in season 2. I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see. That's what I'm kind of hoping, or at least I'm hoping that the Bad Batch will at least try to help Crosshair. I don't understand why they haven't in the past. That's one of my main concerns, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I mean, I'm okay with Crosshair still being, on towards the Empire, but I want the Bad Batch to at least try and help their brother out. You know what I mean? But yeah, Hypersport is in. There we go. Hello there, everybody. Welcome, welcome. So I'm excited. We are under a minute away now. So I'm waiting for it to turn midnight Friday. I'm going to refresh, and then we're going to get right into the episode. I'm excited, guys. Are you guys, how excited are you guys? I mean, I am pretty excited because of the ending off of the last one. I thought the last episode was fantastic. I think they're going to nail it on the nose. I mean, I don't want my expectations to be too high. I mean, they're not like really, really high, but I mean, I like the last one. And I mean, they were kind of hyping up the finale, at least on the Star Wars website. Like, hey, it's the finale, season 2's coming, let's go. And it's coming out next year, by the way. Anyways, it's midnight. I refreshed. Oh yeah, it's gonna be another good one. It's 2 minutes shorter than the other last week's episode, 27 minutes. But the thumbnail has Tarkin on it, so here we go. The Bad Batch find themselves in an unexpected territory in this thrilling finale, part 1 of 2. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Here we go. I'm excited. I'm not gonna skip the intro, as always, guys. Just wanted to fill you guys in. But let's start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. That intro never gets old, though. At least for me. Star Wars, The Bad Batch. Return to Camino. Okay, return to Camino. I like that. I wonder if they're gonna try and turn Hunter because they don't know his inhibitor chip is out. I wonder if you can maybe do like a fake maneuver on him. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, I'm making those quite a bit. Look at that. Oh. Dang. Burn, dude. Fudge. He's right, though. That's exactly what I was wondering. Oh. Hmm. This is great. Omega, get to the ship, do what you're told. Contact Rex, it's not that hard. He's right, though. Oh, bro. Oh, chills. Oh my goodness, this just got so good. That's why you listen to them, Omega. This is interesting. What? That's a bit weird. I don't know how I feel about that. AZ. Grab him. Grab Crosshair. It's now a 4-on-1. Grab. How hard is it to grab him and then get going, man? There you go. There you go. Disarm him and take him. Come on. What? This is so good and confusing at the same time. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. That's messed up, man. But that's the Empire. Get that inhibitor chip out. What? What? Wait, whoa, what? Well, that blew my mind and made everything make sense now. At least, what? What? Kind of makes sense now. What? What? Dang, man. Oh, that's a lot to take in. Let me pause this. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's a lot to take in here. That episode flew by so quick, man. That was so good. That's definitely, if not the best one, definitely up there. Okay, I jotted some things down as it was going, and that's an episode I'm gonna want to watch like several times over. This is why I wanted to wait till the series was done before I start making videos, because whoa, 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 whoa! I that mind blown, man, mind blown. Okay, first off, this episode, as you can just tell, was fantastic. It started exactly where the last one left off, which is what I'm hoping for season 2. I want that to be just a norm. Obviously it depends on the arc, but you know, you get my point. Oh man, I think they mentioned Sid at the beginning, but that was something I wanted to bring up. I want to watch that part really quick. That's like the smallest thing I'm really gonna bring up, but I'm just curious. They said something about like Sid being disappointed or something. But, like, who cares, right? They might have not used the word Sid. I thought they said Sid. Let me see what they said. I have to... let me skip it here. Hold on. It's around the 2-minute mark. Did I miss it? Hold on. Trying to rewatch this part over just really quick. Yeah, okay, got it. Okay, no. Okay, so basically they left Gregor with Sid. And she wasn't too happy about that. Okay, so now we know Gregor's with Sid. Got it. Okay, check mark off that. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but in this episode they explained a ton of stuff. And the questions that they brought up, they also answered. Something. Let me give you a very simple example of what I'm talking about, right? Omega all of a sudden was knowing all the little tips and tricks of the trade of, you know, Camino. When they got there and everything else, the tubes, whatever they're called, right? And I think it was Wrecker asked, "How do you know this?" And then she explained it. It was because of the Kaminoans, right? It was the scientist, Nalase, right? So I just love it when they spend like 2 seconds just explaining things. That's first off, okay? There's a lot to break down here, so I'm just kind of going down the list from the beginning episode to the end, okay? Then all of a sudden, towards the middle of the episode, I'm guessing the middle, I don't know, it just flew by. But basically, it was, if you guys have been to my other watch parties, I've mentioned several times about basically the Bad Batch main quest type of deal. Is I've always wondered, why aren't they going to get Crosshair to get his inhibitor chip removed? They know at this point that it's controlling him. Why don't they just go get him, or at least try to get him? And I mean, he is their brother. You know what I mean? They've spent so much time together. They're like family. They are family. So it's just like I never did get that, right? And Crosshair didn't get that either. So what does he do? Throws it in Hunter's face. And good. I liked Crosshair in this episode. He deserved to throw that in his face, because why wouldn't they? That you would think that'd be the very first thing they do. But Crosshair is right about everything he said. All right? And then also Omega explained a lot of stuff. And where was it? I want to find a timestamp to show you guys. Because they explained a lot of stuff with this one statement. It was when they just arrived, and Omega was basically talking about where Clone Force 99 and where she was recreated. It was in that room. Where is it? It's towards below. not even quite in the middle, actually. Let me see. I'm trying to find the time. Where is it? It's in the room that they're in at like 9:20. Or wait, maybe the time's glitched out. Yeah, 9:20. That room that they're in right there, that explains a lot about the Bad Batch and Omega herself. Because in a previous episode, they explained that she was like Boba. Which did not make any sense. Because we're like, how the heck is she a female? That makes no sense. How can you be an unaltered clone with all like the accelerated aging and all this other stuff and then not be as close to Jango Fett as possible? Well, she was experimented on, and she basically explained that. The Clone Force 99 was experimented on, and so was she. So they all have some type of mutation that was done on, obviously we know it was done on purpose, but you get the point. They're actually explaining it further on, which I love. What are you going to watch after the Bad Batch? We're going to continue with our watch party thing. So we're going to go back into the Clone Wars after this is done. And then Season 2 is confirmed. So next year we're going to be watching that. And we also got Star Wars Visions that's going to be coming out soon. And we also got the Book of Boba. So all this. And then we also got the Halloween thing that I also talk about in today's video. If you guys haven't checked that out, be sure to check it out. There's a Lego movie that I'm hoping is non-canon. I'm pretty sure it will be, but never know with Disney sometimes. But yeah, one more episode. Yeah, there's one more episode. It's gonna be phenomenal. But we also got a second season confirmed, which is awesome. What'd you guys think of the episode? I mean, this was like probably 9 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed this. And it was going back and forth, right? Because we were thinking that Crosshair still has and maybe you guys, didn't think this, but I was going in thinking that, Crosshair still has his inhibitor chip, because I'm not one of those people that theorizes every time someone gets a bump in the head, it, deactivates the chip. People are not understanding that the chip is built, it's literally in their brain. So they're going to receive brain damage before the chip just deactivates. It just doesn't work that way. Okay, with Tup it was different. He had a brain tumor. There you go, brain tumor. It was in his brain. He had brain damage. You see, it's not just like, oh, I got hit in the head. That's one thing I had a big problem about Wrecker. You can't just hit your head or whatever, not suffer from any brain damage at all, and then all of a sudden something in your brain just triggers. You know what I mean? That does not make sense, at least to me. I don't know. Maybe it might make sense to you guys, but I don't like the idea of you just bumping your head or the whole, what was it? The engine, right? That like burned the side of his head. I mean, I know there's probably theories around that saying that burned his chip, but like, no. It would literally have to melt his freaking brain before it gets to his chip. Like, he'd be dead. You know what I mean? But that's besides the point. He said he took his chip out a long time ago. Well, how long's a long time ago? Because now he got me. Because at first he was oh my. He first off, he was acting weird, as we were all able to see, right? And you have the stormtroopers by him, right? And he was basically giving the Bad Batch the second chance that the Bad Batch never gave Crosshair. Okay, I was like, okay, that's a little bit weird. And then so I was like, it didn't really fit with him following his orders, because whether you want to or not, it doesn't matter how strong-willed you are, the inhibitor chip is there and programmed for you to follow orders. Good soldiers follow orders. There's a reason why that's said. You know what I mean? So that was just driving me insane that he just took out all of his soldiers. And then later on, just like a couple minutes later, he says, I took my inhibitor chip out a long time ago. I was like, whoa, okay, that makes sense. But then again, why are you still with the Empire then? Why don't you want to go to your brothers? And I actually have a theory about that actually might make sense. Obviously, I don't know what he means by a long time. I mean, that's stretching it, because back in episode 1, or maybe it was episode 2. No, it was episode 1. It was episode 1. They saw his inhibitor chip and they boosted it. That was the whole reason of why he turned in the first place. So that means that the Empire allowed him to take it out. And first off, how did he find out about? I mean, I don't know how he would know about the inhibitor chips, because they only knew about it through Rex and a little bit through Tech. You know what I mean? So I don't know how the heck Crosshair found out and was able to get permission from the Empire to remove it. That's 2 steps he'd have to do. You know what I mean? I don't know. So I have not watched The Bad Batch yet. Should I watch it? Yes. Yes, yes. Go watch it right now. Go watch it right now. Could just be lazy writing. Oh, man. No. What's lazy writing? I think this episode was fantastic. It explained a lot. Bro, I'm sad because they destroyed Kamino. I know. But that's the Empire. And I'm happy and sad about it at the same time. I'm happy that Filoni made it happen because it needed to happen. But it's sad as a part of the story because it's just sad. But I'm happy that, you know, they actually showed the Empire's true colors. That's what the Empire is. As sad as that is, you know, they're cruel. They're jacked up. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm still a little like iffy on the part where he got his inhibitor chip out, right? Because I gotta know when that was. So my theory is, and I don't know how, I don't even know if this really makes complete sense to me yet. So I'm kind of like fluctuating on this. I'm thinking that maybe, yeah, because I don't even, I can't even see the Empire approving him to remove his inhibitor chip. That's what programs him to follow orders. So I don't get it. Maybe I could possibly see it after he got burned, right? And he was in like the Bacta tank or whatever it is, right? And they were trying to help him get up. Maybe at that point, whoever was working on him could have potentially taken out his inhibitor chip. Maybe. Depending on who was. Because, I mean, not all the Kaminoans are bad. You know what I mean? They don't like what's going on here. You know what I mean? So, it's very possible that, you know, whoever was fixing him up could have taken his inhibitor chip out, and after that episode, he probably just, you know, maybe he did want to go join the Bad Batch, but also really thought about it and was like, do my brothers really care about me? They didn't come for me. They know I don't have any choice. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, put yourself in Crosshair's position. I put myself in everybody's position. That's why I've said in previous watch parties, what the heck's wrong with the Bad Batch? Why are they doing jobs for Sid compared to them going to get their brother, right? It's not just any normal reg, it's Crosshair. It's like, if you guys have any brothers or sisters, right? Imagine one of your family members, right? You know they don't have any controls programmed into them. You were one of the lucky ones that got out of your head. You're just going to let them go astray? You're not even going to try and go rescue them? Like, that to me is just jacked up. So maybe Crosshair at that point recognized that and was just like, you know what? That's messed up. They're not going to come help me. So maybe he just played along the little Empire act. Because, I mean, I don't know, man. It's hard because I don't fully see Crosshair as like, for the Empire, which we got to see in this episode. He wasn't. He took out those stormtroopers. He helped the Bad Batch. Didn't want to kill them. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. And then in another episode, I mean, I don't know. I guess he's just putting on the act, which is possible, right? And he's finally, like, with the Bad Batch now and throwing it in his face, like, hey, I don't know why he's saying join the Empire with me, though. That's a bit weird. I don't know why he's wanting them to join the Empire. You would think that he just want them to apologize and them just go. And at least he cares about Omega. He knew the Kamino was going to get destroyed. That's why he tried to get Omega off-world. I had this speculation that Kamino was going to get destroyed because I'm like, why else would he? They want the scientists of Kamino and everyone else that they want alive off-world, and it's all empty. And they're like, let the clones die there together. So a lot to take in this episode. This is definitely an episode I gotta watch over and over and over again to watch all the little things because It's great. So no Camino for Book of Boba Fett. Nope. Nope. I mean, unless they completely destroy the planet with a Death Star. I mean, the planet's still there. There's just nothing on it but water at this point. I mean, I guess there's still... And I love the ending, too. Like, I mean, they're still there on Camino. So, I mean, it's not completely over yet. I mean, obviously, it's going to be trash, but, I mean, the Bad Batch is still on there. So, I don't even know how the heck they're going to survive all that, but we'll just have to wait and see. 80% of the people only like Ahsoka because she's hot. Oh, I don't know about that. Because she was hated at first. To be honest, they should have kept the clones. I know they cost a lot, but they made 2 Death Stars. Yeah, honestly, I feel like they should have went to, stick with the clones, but I understand why they didn't at the same time, because they explained why they didn't. At this point, numbers is more valuable than, quantity is more valuable than the quality to them. Also, the quality costs more, and the stormtroopers are coming from all over. They're, you know what I mean? It's just like, I mean, I don't know. And that's another thing too, is like, how much are they really paying these stormtroopers? Because we got to see in, like, I forgot what episode it was. It was one of those episodes where we got to see the perspective of why people are joining, like for their family or whatever it is. But like, that means they're paying them. So how much are they paying? I mean, obviously it's nothing in comparison to the clones and what the Kaminoans would have offered them, obviously. Otherwise, they would go with the clones. But I just thought that was an interesting deal, that's all. I want Rex again? Yeah. I was like, Omega, do what they said. Go to the ship and call Rex. Like, dude, how hard is it for that little girl to listen? I mean, I get it. It's the little innocence in her that wants to just help and help and help. But, boy, you gotta listen. Especially when we want Rex back, man. But, yeah, I definitely want Rex for sure. I have a feeling we're going to see him again in Season 2. Get right with the Lord Jesus Christ before it's too late. Repent and turn to him. Amen. I agree with that statement, Alpha. 100%. 100%. Ahsoka or Boba Fett? Who do you like more? That's hard, but I'd probably say Ahsoka. The only reason, because I was actually one of those people that were like, Boba Fett's overrated. But that was like before we got a lot of the Disney content. That was just like when we had him in the movies. I liked him in Legends, but a lot of the Boba Fett stuff in Legends, not all of it, but a lot of it wasn't really in my personal canon. But after seeing him in The Mandalorian, and then we saw back in 2017 is when Boba Fett earned a lot of respect for me. But before Disney had it, and it was just with George Lucas, I mean, I didn't really care too much about Boba Fett. I'm like, yeah, he looks cool. Yeah, he's pretty bomb. I mean, we don't really get to see him do anything, though. He just shoots a couple times, gets killed by not killed anymore, but at the time he was killed by a blind man, just walked around, looked cool. I mean, he didn't do anything. But then back in 2017 when Dave Filoni released... And then we got to see the Clone Wars. That's true. Once we got the Clone Wars, though, he earned a lot more respect as well. So, once I saw him as a kid, he earned more respect there. So I guess that was still with George Lucas. So I take what I said back. But, I mean, when it was before Clone Wars, when it was just the movies, I was like, he is so overrated. And then Clone Wars came out, earned my respect, and then I was like, okay, still not the, best bounty hunter, but he's still up there. And then 2017 Star Wars Celebration, Filoni showed the unrendered clip that him and George was going to put in Clone Wars if Disney didn't buy it, and it was going to be Cad Bane versus Boba Fett, and it was an arc where Cad Bane taught Boba Fett basically how to be a bounty hunter, and Boba's getting the best of all the world. He's learning from tons of different bounty hunters, not only his father Jango Fett, but Cad Bane himself, which was my favorite bounty hunter. He's been learning from Bossk, Aura Singh, Embo, all these different people. He's taken everything, right? Hey, appreciate Kicker 08122. Appreciate it, man. Hope you enjoy the content. But basically, he wins and kills Cad Bane for the most part. I mean, Who knows now? Disney's probably going to change that, but that's when he became my ultimate bounty hunter, right? At least for the time being, and then we get to see him in Mandalorian. We know he survived the Sarlacc pit. Now we're getting Book of Boba, so Boba's definitely getting up there for sure. So who knows? That could definitely change. And we're also getting the Ahsoka show, so who knows? That might also change. But anyways, did Ahsoka show up, or was Kamino getting destroyed the only major point? Ahsoka didn't show up. Kamino getting destroyed, I guess, was a major point, but not the biggest point to me. The biggest point to me was probably Crosshair in this episode. Crosshair. He took out his inhibitor chip. We don't know at what point, but he did. And that's driving me insane because I want to know. I have the theory. I've already said it. I'll probably make a video on that. But I don't know. I might just wait. I think I might just... It depends what the next episode reveals. So I'm going to wait for this season to be done. I'm going to make a ton of content on a bunch of different things, streams and videos. I already made one theory about the Bad Batch, episode 1 or 2, whatever it was. I think it was after episode 2. That one was right. It's awesome. I don't care if it's really wrong. I think it's just fun. As long as it makes sense to me and it fits within the lore, I'm all for it. I feel like that's part of filling in some of the gaps. That's another reason why I don't like the sequels, is because I can't do that. I can't make the connections. I'm glad some people can, but for me, it has to make sense. Just like the inhibitor chips. It's not something where you bang your head and boop, it's done. It's deactivated. I have a lot of questions about Hauser, and the clones that he was able to convince. I still have lots and lots of questions here. Where's Hauser and him squad? I mean, I have no idea where he's at right now at this point. I mean, he was arrested on Ryloth, so I don't know, man. Chances are that's probably the last time we're going to see him, at least for right now. I would not be surprised if Disney doesn't explain it. Disney doesn't like to explain a lot of things. I mean, not to be a Debbie Downer on that, they just don't. And when they do, I get so happy. Even with the little stuff. Like in this episode, I gave the example about Omega knowing everything about Kamino right there. Where they were born, all the ins and outs and special landing pads and everything. You know what I mean? They explained it. That's great. That's what they need to do with everything. Do you think Season 2 will expand and become more like the Clone Wars, aka episodes not about the Bad Batch, Ahsoka's life from the novel, or stories about the Rebel characters or Maul or anyone? I think they will. Although, see, here's the problem I have with that, right? It's not necessarily a problem I have. It's just, if they were going to do that, I don't understand why they don't just continue it in the Clone Wars. I get it that it's out of the Clone Wars era. I understand. But why are they calling it the Bad Batch then? It's supposed to be about the Bad Batch. I'm okay with it taking little breaks with the Ryloth arc is a great example, right? That is, see, I love the people because I was talking about episode 13 and how that wasn't really the greatest episode. I never said it was bad, but it was definitely the worst one out of season 1 in my opinion, and definitely not the George Lucas quality. And people are like, what do you mean not the George Lucas quality? Clone Wars was nothing but that. And that's where you're wrong, sir. If you think that, you are wrong. And I'll tell you why. The difference between... I'm going to use the word filler here. I don't know if filler is really the right word, but I'm going to use the word filler here, right? Bad Batch, Rebels, a lot of Mandalorian, a lot of Disney show content has a lot of that filler that doesn't progress in the main story or doesn't really progress much in lore at all. Brings nothing to the table except an entertaining kind of episode. That done right is like the Ryloth arc in 11 and 12. That was nothing really to do. I mean, I guess in 12 they had a little bit to do with Bad Batch. 11 had literally nothing. They were in it for 2 seconds and that was it. And they were just doing a side job for Sid, of course, right? But 11 and 12 that felt like Clone Wars to me. Clone Wars didn't always necessarily... First off, Clone Wars didn't just specify on just a group of people. Clone Wars was an era. they got to focus on a bunch of different things, which makes sense. And when they did that, they brought things to lore and they brought things to the story because the main story always switched. It's not like that here in the Bad Batch. You know what I mean? So they're comparing it to the Clone Wars, saying it always had in the Clone Wars. No, it didn't. It was not like Episode 13 at all. It wasn't. It wasn't as repetitive, and I don't know how else. Maybe you guys see what I'm saying. Maybe you guys don't, but I don't know. Maybe I can explain it better in a video when I could bullet point all my thoughts out and everything else like that. But I don't know. Does that make sense, though? Like, the difference between Episode 13 really not contributing to necessarily lore and any story. It was just a basic spice run about characters we don't really... I mean, I guess... And I know people would say character development, but that is such a just Disney Defender excuse. Like, you can do character development with almost anything. It doesn't have to be in an episode like Episode 13. You can still get character development in the main story, in the main arc. You know what I mean? There's tons of it. And even if you don't want an action-packed episode every time, that's fine. Then make it like 11 or 12. 11 didn't even have the Bad Batch, basically. I thought 11 was great. But still, I feel like they should focus it around the Bad Batch. That's just how I feel. Otherwise, they should have called it something else. That's the way I look at it. This does feel like a Clone Wars Season 8, which is great. But it just feels like if this was put into the Clone Wars as a season, this would be the weakest season, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe it might be Season 1. I don't know. Season 1 had some pretty cool stuff with Cad Bane and stuff as well, and the holocron or him breaking into the Jedi Temple. I don't know. It'd be one of the weakest seasons, though. I'm not trying to, you know, I loved every single episode here. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. I didn't like a lot of the Sid jobs. I'm to the point where if they do another Sid job, I'm just like, be gone with Sid. Kill her off. If killing off Sid is what makes the Bad Batch need to stay on their main quest, do it. You know what I mean? But anyways. Not gonna lie, the Clone Wars made the prequels 10 times better because the first two movies were not very good. It was okay. I mean, I thought the first two movies were great. I thought they were, and I thought the Clone Wars just made it that much better. But what's going on, Red Nation? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. But I feel like I've said all of like my first thoughts about the episode. I am definitely going to be watching this several times over again. Really be thinking about some of the encounters here, especially with Crosshair and the Bad Batch. That's going to be my primary focus. I feel like that's my theory right there that I mentioned earlier on in the stream. I feel like that is the closest I can get to making it make sense given the storyline so far and the events given in this episode. But I'm curious to see what they got for the last episode coming out next week. So I'm going to wait for next week's episode to come out. Really excited. And we'll see what other information we gather. And after that, I'm going to be rewatching the entire season completely on my own. Jotting down everything, the different video ideas, plot holes, things like that. So a lot of content is still going to be coming up even after Season 1 is done. Because there's still going to be Bad Batch content. Then we got Star Wars Visions content. And then after that, we have Boba Fett. And even if we have some time in between, which we probably will, we'll have some Clone Wars content as well. Because we never did get to finish the Clone Wars watch party, so yeah. What's going on in Greater J1? How's it going, man? I hope you're doing well. But if that's all you guys got, if you guys don't have any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys want to bring up, I mean, I think I'm done talking about my first thoughts about it. I love how they put Tarkin in the thumbnail and he was really only in it for like a quick second. I thought that was funny. But yeah, solid episode for sure. Let's go through this really quick. I'm just curious. Let's start clicking the ones that focus on the main quest or kind of on the main quest. Episode 1, obviously, check. Number 2, I'll give it to him. Check. 3. Which one was that one? Was that the one with that's where we, I mean, that was like half and half. But I'm gonna give episode 3 the pass. Episode 4, definitely not. Episode 5, nope. Episode 6. Which one was that one again? That was what? That was with the sisters, the Martez sisters. So nope. Episode 7, that's another one was said. Nope. Episode 8. That one did. So check for 8. Number 9. It half did, but that episode was awesome. So I'm going to give it a check. 10. Not really. No. 11. Trying to think which one. Oh yeah, that was the beginning of Ryloth one. No. But I'm going to give it the pass. Because I liked it. But I mean, it didn't really have anything necessarily to do with the main quest. So actually, no, I'm not going to give 11 the pass. Because I'm not rating it on what's good and what's bad, because I liked all of them. So no, 11 doesn't get the pass. 12 doesn't get the pass. 13 doesn't get the pass. 14 does. 15 does. So 14, 15, 8. I guess I'll give 9 because I was like half. And then 3, 2, 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 episodes. 7 episodes out of 15 so far. 16 is going to be on it, I'm pretty sure. So 8. So half of the season went to Sid. How do you guys feel about that? Actually, it's over half the season because half the episode was Sid on some of that. How do you guys feel about half the episode belonging to Sid and jobs to do with Sid? You're going to tell me Clone Wars had that? I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of the Clone Wars stuff brought a lot to the lore. Even the episodes that weren't so great, in my opinion. Like, in my favorite season. Or not necessarily. Well, yeah, I don't know. Season 5 is up there for me. Anyways, one of my favorite seasons, right? The ones where it was basically just droids and then that, like, commander dude. And then we got to see Gregor, right? But the first 2, we didn't get to see it. But we got a lot lore-wise. You know what I mean? So, anyways. That's enough talking about it for tonight, or this morning, I should say. Had a lot of fun. Great episode, 9 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you guys later, and may the Force be with you always.